Hello and welcome to Education at SSBJ, and we are here to continue the chapter Force and Pressure. We have already covered some syllabus out of it, but as usual we need to recall what is covered. So let's have quick recalling of the contents already covered in this chapter, shall we? So the first content which was covered was the definition of force. A force is, as you all know, either pull or push. And then we have seen the effects of force. And what are the effects of force? Force can change the position of the object. Force can change the speed or the direction of the object. And next, force can change the shape of the object. After that, we have seen two types of forces. And what are they? They are contact and non-contact forces. A force which is applied in contact with the body, like a muscular force, or a friction force, is called contact force. And the force which doesn't require any direct contact is non-contact force. And we have also studied about friction force, that friction force is a contact force which always acts opposite to the motion. And what is once again non-contact force? The one which doesn't require any physical contact. For example, gravitational force or magnetic force or electrostatic force, which we had already a demonstration in the previous video. Well, this much is covered, and now we are ready to connect this information to the new content of this chapter. And what is that content? A pressure, right? As you all know, the expression of pressure, right? We have touched that in the previous video. And what is that expression of pressure? A pressure is equal to force divided by area, right? And then we have also seen what is the unit the pressure is expressed. And what is the unit of pressure? The unit of pressure is Newton per square meter. And what is it called? That is called Pascal. Some pronounce it as a Pascal, right? Well, here we start for the next lesson. Let me draw directions on the board, on the screen. So let's have a direction on the screen. We all know north, south, west and east directions, right? And why did we draw this? Because we all know that force is applied in a particular direction. Force is always with the direction, right? When we say force, this much of force is applied, we have to say in which direction it is applied, right? So we'll take this at one end, this direction. Let us consider an object which is at rest. Let us consider an object which is at rest, right? And now imagine that we have tied a thin thread to that object. And why did we tie the thread? We just want to pull it towards us. Right? Now when we start pulling it towards us, what happens? The object moves. We all know that. This object has moved because of the application of force. Now how do we represent that? Right? How do we represent that? Let's say we have applied 1 Newton of force. How much? 1 Newton. And Newton is the unit of force. Let us consider some number, 1 Newton. 1 Newton is applied to pull that object. And that is represented like this. See the direction of the arrow. Right? So arrow mark is towards us. You have pulled it with the string, and then that has moved front. Right? This is how we can represent. Try to understand now. How can we represent on screen, on paper? Right. Sometimes we may have to apply force in different directions, but all that force can be even applied together. Like a thread is pulled in one direction, someone else is pulling that in another direction, right? So in that case, for example, this is one example. Let's have 1 Newton is applied on the object in one direction, and the same force again, the force of same magnitude applied in another direction, and we have to show like this. Right? Now see this picture. Both side arrow mark, just notice they are in opposite direction. Right? Right and left. And both magnitude, the magnitude of both the forces same. What is magnitude? 1 Newton. Same force is applied on either direction. Now what is the effect? What is the combined effect on the object because of these two forces? Or better to say, what is the result of these two forces? I repeat word, result or combined effect of these two forces. Can you tell me? Will the object move? No. Right? The object will not move. Because both forces are in opposite direction, they cancel each other. And the combined effect of both the forces becomes 0. And if combined effect of both the forces becomes 0, or if the result of both the forces becomes 0, when they are applied together, then the object doesn't move, and that object will continue to be at rest. Will continue to be at rest. Because the effect of two forces is 0. Or we can say result of two forces is 0. Or listen to this, the resultant force is 0. And what is that resultant force? Resultant force is not the force which is applied one. Resultant force is a result of, or a combined effect of, or a sum of, or a net force, right, of these two forces. Let us have another illustration here. Right? Look at this diagram. On one side, how much of force is applied? On 1 Newton of force is applied on the west side. Right? Look at the direction which is at the corner. And second, On another side, how much is the force applied? 2 newtons of force, right? 2 newtons of force applied. Now if that is the case, what is the effect of force? Very easily you can tell. The resultant force is, you can see here, okay. Now this side, it's 1 Newton of force, and this side it's 2 Newton of force. That means we are pulling it with bigger force on this side and smaller force on this side, right? And what will happen? The object definitely will move this side. If the object moves this side, but with what force it moves this side? And what is the effect of these two forces? Effect of these two forces is the force the object will move towards east with how much of force? 1 Newton of force, because 2 Newton minus 1 Newton. And what is the resultant force here? 1 Newton. But when you write 1 Newton, it's not right. You will have to write what direction it is. Because force has always a direction. So you can, here in this example, write that resultant force is 1 Newton towards east. Right? So that will be a correct answer. In case, suppose 3 forces are applied on the same object. Now look at this. 2 Newton of force on either direction, but there is one more force here, 1 Newton, which is downward, which is towards south, according to the direction. Now tell me, what is the resultant force? Okay, let us analyze this. Suppose if you block this, suppose if don't look at this 1 Newton, in absence of this, what will happen if 2 Newton and 2 Newton are applied on opposite direction? They cancel each other. So the effect of these two forces becomes 0. Now what is remained now next? 1 Newton, right? The effect of these two forces becomes 0, but 1 Newton force is still acting, and that's why where will the object go? Downwards, that is towards south. And how much of force? 1 Newton force towards south, because there is no other force here to pull it up. Shall we have one more illustration to understand the direction of force and to find the resultant force or net force? Right, here is an example. So 2 Newton on west towards west, 2 Newton towards east, 1 Newton upward, that is north, and 1 Newton downward, which is south. Now it's a very simple case. And what will happen? 2 Newton and 2 Newton gets cancelled. 1 and 1 Newton gets cancelled. You must be thinking your answer and must have got the answer also. What is the resultant force? Look at this, resultant force, and the resultant force will be 0. And if the resultant force is 0, then the body continues to be at rest. Let me repeat this sentence. If the resultant force is 0, what will happen? Object continues to be at rest. Right? Remember this sentence, very important sentence. Now let us imagine that we have a table in front of us, and table is not moving. Table is at rest. Table is at rest. Question is, why is it rest? Just now we have studied object is at rest if the resultant force is come on, tell me, if the resultant force is 0. Now where are the force applied? Do you think we didn't have any force on this? No, there are some forces which are. Some of the few forces can be represented this way. Gravitational force, understood? And the force which is opposite and holding this entire plane. So effect of all these forces and many more is 0 in this case, and therefore we say that resultant force is 0, and that's why it is not moving, right? Now we shall have one small illustration, right? Let us consider the same table, and the entire area of this table, the entire area, surface area of that table is 1 square meter. The unit of area is a square meter, standard unit. I am taking purposely a standard unit only. It can be even centimeter square and all, millimeter square. But just for our convenience, we have taken square meter. Right? Let us suppose, once again I am telling, area is how much? Area is 1 square meter, and then I want to keep some weight on it. Now, when you keep some weight, this weight means the force which is downward. So because of this weight, some force is applied, and that is how much, you know? Let us consider 1 Newton only. Let us make this problem very simple. So here force is 1 Newton, area is 1 square meter. Then the question is, what is the pressure? How do we find the pressure? We know that pressure is force divided by area, right? Force divided by area, right? Now how much is the force? 1 Newton. How much is the area? 1 square meter, right? So let us replace this force by 1 Newton and then area by 1 square meter. We get, okay, 1 Newton divided by 1 square meter. So what is the force? I mean pressure. Pressure is 1 Newton per square meter, or we can call it as Pascal or Pascal. Now did you understand this? If 1 Newton of force is applied because of the big box type material we have put here on an area of 1 square meter, how much will be the pressure generated on this? 1 Pascal, right? The value of this is 1. 1 Newton per square meter is 1 Pascal only. Now, look at another illustration. So what we do is now, instead of area 1 square meter, I have taken this as slightly, I am changing the value 2 square meter, but the force remains same. right? Force remains same 1 Newton and area becomes 2 square meter. And why this force 1 Newton? Because of the box. Okay. Now for our convenience, sometimes we'll imagine that box without the box, only force, and sometimes we'll bring it back. Now you calculate. How will you calculate the pressure? Pressure is equal to force divided by, look at here, area, right? Now in this case, force is 1 Newton, area is 2 square meter. So immediately we'll apply here force 1 Newton divided by 2 square meter. So it becomes 1 by 2 square meter, right? So it becomes 1 by 2 square meter, I mean Newton per square meter, 1 by 2 Newton per square meter, which is equal to 1 by 2 or 0.5 Newton per square meter or 0.5 Pascal. Now just recall the previous example. Just recall the previous example. In the previous example, we had taken this as 1 Newton and this as 1 square meter, sorry. And what was the value? 1 Pascal or 1 Pascal. But now what we have done? We have increased the area. And the moment you increase the area here, the pressure reduced. Remember this point. More the area with the same force, the pressure becomes less. Earlier it was 1 Pascal or Pascal. Now it is half Pascal. And why it has happened? Because we have increased the area. What will happen if we reduce the area? Right? Now what we do is, instead of 1 square meter, we'll take half square meter. Follow this properly. Force is same. Force is same, 1 Newton, and area is 0.5 square meter. The problem will be very simple. We'll quickly go to force divided by area is equal to pressure, and the pressure will be given by 1 Newton divided by how much here? 0.5 square meter. And what is the calculation? 1 Newton divided by 0.5 square meter, right? That is 1 by 0.5. That means 1 divided by 1 by 2. So this 2 goes to the top, that becomes 2. So our answer will be 2 Newton per square meter. Now what has happened? We have reduced the area and the pressure is increased. So again remember, you increase the area, the pressure will reduce, keeping the force same. Or you reduce the area, pressure will increase. We will relate these statements to the day-to-day life activities in the next video. So remember this sentence. Right? Now what we'll do is, right, this is how much? 2 Pascal. Correct? Now we will bring all these 3 examples together. In the first case, it was 1 Newton, force, 1 square meter area, and the pressure was how much? 1 Newton per square meter. That is 1 Pascal. In the next, we have seen 1 Newton, but this 1 square meter we have increased to 2 square meter, but the pressure is reduced. You need to pause sometimes in between and just go with my thoughts. Okay, if not understood, you have to pause it, again go back and listen to this video. And the third one is same force, all the 3 forces are same, but the area I have reduced. Earlier it was 1 Newton per square meter, I mean 1 square meter. Second one, area is 2 square meter. Third one, I have made it half. In that case, the pressure increased. So point number 1 is you have to remember that in all the answers we are just referring Newton per square meter, Newton per square meter, Newton per square meter. And what is that Newton? Force. What is per square meter? Area. Right? Force per area. And per how much of area? Per single unit. Right? And that is why the definition of force is, pressure is force per unit area. Did you understand? What is the definition of pressure? Force per unit area. Now this is one point we have noticed. And second one is, as the area decreases, or we shall say, as the area increases, here second one, area increases, the pressure decreases. This is another point which you should remember. And the third one, as the area decreases, here we have taken area decreases and pressure increases. So dear students, please remember these points, because these are the things we will continue with in the next video lesson. Right? These things we are going to continue with the next video lesson. I am going to again stress on the point that the pressure will be more when it is applied on a small area. The pressure is less when it is applied on a bigger area. But in both the cases, I have considered same force. Right? You change the force, it may change. So keeping the force same, these are the conclusions. Okay, please remember these conclusions, because we have to carry this information for the next lesson. Right? Thank you. Be strong, be healthy. We'll meet in next video lesson.